Welcome back, Towners. Today we're going to make some chili. Let's get it. Alright, to start off this recipe, we have some steak here. This is some top round steak. We basically took the steak and chopped it up into bite-sized pieces. This is about a little over 3/4 of a pound of steak. Basically, we're going to chop this up in cubes, bite-sized pieces to be uniform and match with the rest of the meat that we're going to be adding to this. We're also going to be adding in some smoked sausage and some ground beef. So we just want everything to be the right size. Here we have a smoked sausage. We quartered that and chopped that up into pieces as well. Again, no large chunks or anything. Now we have our cast iron skillet. We have this on the induction cooktop, and we took our ground beef. This is a pound of ground beef, and we just are going to grind that up in the pan. We also added in our smoked sausage and steak, and we're going to season this with some salt and pepper. We liberally seasoned it with the salt and pepper. This is basically going to be all the salt and pepper that we're going to add to the whole dish. While cooking, you can taste to see if you need to add more, but this was enough for us. And now this induction cooktop, I rarely use it. I don't really know if it works properly. It works. It allows you to cook on it, but I don't think it gets hot enough. It's on max sear now. I don't think it gets hot enough as it normally should. It took quite a while for me to cook this, but it still did the job of cooking. You can see I'm playing around with it, trying to lower the heat. Sometimes if you lower it or turn it back on, it'll heat back up. I tested it a few times just boiling water, and sometimes when you're cooking the water, you can see the water boiling, and then you'll see it go like lower down. You'll see the bubbles go down, then you'll see it come back up like it's heating up in waves, not keeping a constant temp. But anyway, I'm just rambling about that. We then took our meat once it was cooked and transferred it to our larger pan where we're going to cook everything else in. And then we came back to this cooktop and added in some chopped onions and sauteed that up. And then we also added in some garlic. We sauteed the garlic for about 30 seconds. And you can do this in the beginning if you want. It doesn't really matter when you do it. You can do it at the beginning, saute the onions and garlic, and then add in your meat and cook it that way to cook everything together. Or you can do it after. I'm saying it doesn't matter because all this is going to be going into a large pan that you see I'm doing now. And it's going to cook for about an hour or so. So all those flavors are going to combine anyway. Now it's time to season. We're adding in some chili powder, some cumin, paprika, and some oregano, and then we are mixing all this together. Again, we didn't need to add any additional salt or pepper. We then added in a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, a 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes, and an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. We also added in some tomato paste. This is the last drops of this tube of tomato paste that I had, and I'm squeezing it like crazy trying to get every bit out of it. I was able to get about a tablespoon of tomato sauce out of that. Tomato paste. And then we added in our beef broth. This was 2 cups of beef broth. And mix all that in together. Now, some people may not do this extra step. I like mine a bit sweet. So I did add in a tablespoon of our sugar substitute. I poured that in from so high up, half of it flew across the room and just floated away. But I put in a tablespoon of sugar and mixed all that together. We put the lid on it, dropped it down to low, and let that simmer for an hour. This is how our chili looked after an hour. It's technically done at this point. Tasted fine. But I want mine to be a little less runny. I want to reduce the liquid down a bit more because we're going to have this for chili. And so I basically put the lid back on and let it cook for. I cooked it for another hour with the lid on, and then another hour and a half with the lid vented, as you see here. And this is how we looked after the 2.5 hours of additional cooking. It was on low as my stovetop would go, and I left it alone. I didn't have to stir it or do anything to it. Nothing stuck because it was cooking for so low. And this is the consistency that I was looking for. As you can see, it's tight. The liquid has reduced down. It sticks to the spoon or the fork or however you plan on eating it. But the right side chunks that I wanted. Did a little taste test. Spoon came back clean and tastes good to me. All right, so now we're building our chili. We took this is some cauliflower rice. This was frozen cauliflower rice. We just, again, as normal, just popped it in the microwave for about 5 or 6 minutes. If you have a steam-in bag, you can do it that way. This was frozen cauliflower that we ground up ourselves. So I just popped it in a bowl and heated it up in 5 minutes uncovered. Came out looking great. We topped it off with some chili and some crushed red peppers. Put in some cheese. And you know me, jalapenos on everything. And then we also added in some sour cream. I normally buy the sour cream that comes in the tube, squeezable. That way that for some reason I just feel that stays and it lasts longer, because once you pop open the sour cream, if you don't use it all up that day or within the next couple of days, it'll start to separate and become runny. You have to stir it up each time, and I think it spoils faster that way. But the ones in the tube, those last a lot longer. But this is our chili here. This was great. I didn't miss the beans at all. This was no bean chili, keeping it keto friendly, getting those carbs out of it. And cauliflower rice mixed into it with the chili. Perfect. Topped it off with some cheddar cheese, some jalapenos for the heat, along with those crushed red pepper flakes and our sour cream. This was great. We had this chili over a few different things. We had them over some turnip fries that I'm going to do in another video. We had this over broccoli or vegetables, also over cauliflower rice and just plain. Here we are, getting a taste of it, trying to get everything on one bite. Jalapenos, beans, cauliflower, cheese, everything. This came out amazing. If anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy.
Enjoy. And please subscribe. Enjoy.
Hey guys, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. All menu items are listed in the description box. And thank you guys for watching.